If you are so goddamn stupid as to actually believe that what Kim Davis is doing is freedom of religious expression and not oppressing other people, then you need more than religion, bitch. You need a brain transplant. Okay? It's Candy. Obviously, you're going to be able to tell what we're going to talk about today, right? So on June 26th, our wonderful government, Supreme Court, decided that it was now illegal to discriminate against same-sex marriage. That means that if you work in a government facility issuing marriage licenses, that you are obligated by the government, the law, to grant marriage licenses. Now, in Kentucky, we have this martyr of sorts by the name of Kim Davis. I'm sure you've heard of it because it's all over the media, which I'm sure in the end is a distraction for what's really going on up in DC, right? But that's here nor there. We'll talk about it another time because then you're going to be like, oh, conspiracy theorists. But, you know, there's always something like that happening, isn't there? But anyhow, we won't talk about that today. What we will talk about is what a fucking ignorant piece of shit Kim Davis is. And not only her, but all of these people that support and follow her. Now, I know you're going to be like, Candy, but you're an atheist. That's why you're blah, 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 blah. But that's not why. To be honest, atheists don't run around in little atheist packs to where we don't... I mean, I tolerate other people. I just don't tolerate bigots. I don't tolerate hypocristians, meaning this scripture you believe in, but this scripture was in the Old Testament. We don't go by that anymore. But this scripture we believe in, but this scripture, that's not interpreted that way. That to me is fucking total bullshit. I was raised religious. I went to church. Actually, I was so active in the church. You don't even know, girl. You don't even know. I was in the choir. I was in the drama group. I did a little clown troupe with them that we did for, you know, Jesus glory, this and that. I went to church anytime the doors were open. I wrote the article in the bulletin every week about the youth group. I am very educated, even though most people don't think so, or maybe I don't act like it because I really don't like to fucking deal with it because it's all bullshit to me. But I was very, very active in church as a young adult. Then I went to college and I took like classes and I learned things and I learned facts and not fiction. And I also learned to love myself. And I feel that whenever you believe in yourself, you don't need an invisible friend, we'll say, or a man preaching at a pulpit to tell you what to believe in. I have a ton of friends who believe in different gods, different religions, everything in between. And as long as they don't force their bullshit on me, I don't force my bullshit on them. We can talk educationally or we can talk respectfully because that's what we do. And actually, funny enough, 2 people from the church that I was involved with as a young adult actually are very, very, very kind and they never throw their shit at me. They know I'm an atheist. They send me Christmas cards and birthday cards and we're very good friends and they never, never, never preach to me. Ever. So back to Kim Davis because that's really what the video is about. So since June 26th, Kim Davis has refused to issue marriage license to anyone. There are 2 men that came into the courthouse on June 26th to get their marriage license and she refused it. They videoed it. It went viral. They talked about this. They talked about that. They actually sued her because of it. At the end of the day, it went to the Supreme Court. So she refused to issue marriage license to same-sex or opposite-sex couples for the simplicity of there wouldn't be discrimination at that point. She also instructed her staff to not do so, which even if they believed that way or didn't believe that way, I'm pretty sure she put the fear of God in them. You see what I did there? And probably threatened their jobs, to be quite honest. So last week, the Supreme Court, after several extensions and different appeals over and over, told her she had to issue marriage licenses to same-sex, to all couples, that she had to, because the position she was in, she had to issue marriage licenses. Now, really quick before we go any further, so many people are like, well, why didn't she get fired? If I didn't do my job, I'd lose my job. Why didn't she lose her job? Well, she is an elected official, and because she's an elected official, she cannot be fired. And maybe she could be impeached of some sort, but I think that's a really long process. And I didn't educate myself on that, so I don't want to go into that, but I do know that she cannot be fired because she is an elected official. And she will not resign because, you know, Jesus told her this is the right thing to do. She states that God's law is above the Supreme Court, right? So God's law trumps the Supreme Court, which is real life law, which says, hey bitch, you need to get with the program. You're not fucking special. Your job is to issue marriage licenses. Period. Well, she still refused to after the Supreme Court judge told her she had to do that, and therefore he found her in contempt of court and put her in jail. I think she spent 4-ish days in jail, maybe 5. I don't remember. I didn't get 100% facts. Sorry, guys, because made this at the last minute. So she gets out of jail, and this like so lit a fire under my ass because it was on TV, and she's all at the podium with her, stand strong, we serve a living God, stand, and they're playing fucking Eye of the Tiger with her and Mike Huckabee standing beside her like, go ahead and drop out of the presidential race because I don't care how many religious freaks are in our country. That shit isn't flying, because even a lot of my religious friends do believe in equality, believe it or not. Not all of them are fucking hypocrites. So she gave her speech up there, playing martyr, everybody, oh, Kim Davis. Like, it's like a fucking cult thing, right? Like, and they want to say we're bad people because we're atheists and don't believe in that shit. Like, that shit is fucking crazy. And I really think she really loves all of this attention, to be quite honest. It seems like she's kind of got a hard on for the attention. And that bitch is disgusting and vile. And apparently the judge has told her when he released her from jail that she is not to interfere with issuing marriage licenses anymore. I really don't see that happening. I really think she's going to continue to fight the Supreme Court. That's what I'm reading. We'll see, but I just can't stand this bitch. I can't stand religion, and this is why. I think this brainwashing bullshit going on is ridiculous. I had a bitch yesterday this is the whole reason for this video. I had a bitch yesterday who commented on my Instagram about some bullshit of, in America, we have this thing called freedom of religion. And while that's right, bitch, in America, we also have this thing called separation of church and state, which means that you cannot allow your religious beliefs to interfere with what the law says. See how that works? Look it up, bitch. I also want to throw this video in here because, oh my God, is this not owning a bitch or what?
I don't say homosexuality is an abomination, Mr. President. The Bible does.
Yes, it does. Leviticus
18:22.
chapter and verse. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions while I had you here. I'm interested in selling my youngest daughter into slavery as sanctioned in Exodus 21:7. She's a Georgetown sophomore, speaks fluent Italian, always cleared the table when it was her turn. What would a good price for her be? While thinking about that, can I ask another? My chief of staff, Leo McGarry, insists on working on the Sabbath. Exodus 35:2 clearly says he should be put to death. Am I morally obligated to kill him myself, or is it okay to call the police? Here's one that's really important, because we've got a lot of sports fans in this town. Touching the skin of a dead pig makes one unclean. Leviticus 11:7. If they promise to wear gloves, can the Washington Redskins still play football? Can Notre Dame? Can West Point? Does the whole town really have to be together to stone my brother John for planting different crops side by side? Can I burn my mother in a small family gathering for wearing garments made from 2 different threads? Think about those questions, would you? One last thing. While you may be mistaking this for your monthly meeting of the ignorant tight-ass club, in this building, when the president stands, nobody sits.
that's all I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, be nice to each other because no one likes an asshole. Mwah. Bye.